Good morning, Wright State University, and welcome to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Start your day the right way with us. We're going to be providing you the current events of the day. We're going to talk a little bit about what's happening at Wright State University. We're going to have some casual conversations. And we're going to have a feature depending on the day of the week. You don't want to miss it. Right here, right now. The Wright Morning Show, WWSU. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. It is Monday, May the 24th, 2021. I almost forgot what day it was today. We're going to go ahead and get right into your current events. We're going to start off with your local news, and then at about 15 after, we're going to move on into global and national news. So, from WDTN, World War II veteran turns 100 years old in Fairborn. Fairborn resident Gene White turns 100 years old today, but he says over the course of his lifetime, he's learned several rules to live by. There's so many people I haven't seen for a while. I can't believe they're all here, said White. Illinois born and raised, 100-year-old Gene reminisces on his younger years. Born on May 24th, 1921, White grew up as a farmer, served in Germany during World War II, and eventually worked at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for 30 years as an aircraft mechanic. White's family says he's fiercely independent and not slowing down one bit. He absolutely is. Sometimes it feels like he can run circles around most of us, said White's granddaughter, Jackie Harshman. He gives good advice on how to live long and how things are different today versus when he was a kid. White has seen and traveled the globe extensively and has one more piece of advice to share. Just love women, said White. Fairborn's Mayor Paul Keller declared Sunday as Gene White Day in celebration. Very cool. From WHIO, an update on the Gem City Market. The Gem City Market will be hosting a job fair on Monday, May 24th and Tuesday, May 25th. The hiring event will take place from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on both days. In a Facebook post, the market said applicants will be asked to sign in at customer service when they arrive. They will then be prompted to fill out an application prior to talking to a staff member. Applications are available online for those who wish to fill it out in advance. Those individuals are asked to bring their completed applications with them to the in-person job fair. Applications can be found at a link on WHIO's webpage. I believe GemCityMarket.com also has the link as well. Gem City Market is located at 324 Salem Avenue in Dayton. And I'm hearing some noises there. Laughing Chumuk's joining us this morning. What's going on over there? Oh, geez.
I'm in the guest room. And I got the kittens in here with me, Shadow's kittens.
Yeah.
And one of the kittens, Milton, was sitting on my laptop, and all of a sudden it made the little chiming sound. It went bling like that, and it scared him.
Oh,
and he jumps off the laptop onto the bed. It was just funny, and he kind of like messed up my things on the computer, but I don't care. It's funny. You can't get mad at these kittens. They're just so adorable.
All right, in other news, from Dayton Daily News, a Fairborn woman is advocating for the rights of disabled people. Unfortunately, I'm still under a paywall, so I can't give you that news. If you want to check it out, go to Dayton Daily News. From Hamilton Journal News, a train is to connect Southwest Ohio to Chicago and Pittsburgh. Some local leaders want to expand an Amtrak proposal to connect Dayton to Ohio's largest cities. to also create a route that would link the local region with Pittsburgh and Chicago. The new proposed corridors would provide residents and workers in the Dayton and Springfield regions with access to some major markets, especially along the eastern seaboard. Adding Pittsburgh would open up Pittsburgh to Dayton and the East Coast, said William Murdoch, Executive Director of the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission. Adding Chicago would come right through Ohio's Smart Mobility Corridor. But Amtrak's expansion plans require new federal funding, congressional authorization, and state and local support and partnerships. The Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission collected about 30 letters of support for new passenger rail service in Ohio from officials, elected leaders, and state and federal lawmakers that it shared with Amtrak. Dayton City Commissioner Matt Joseph, Springfield City Manager Brian Heck, and leadership with the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission and Clark County Springfield Transportation Coordinating Committee, that's a mouthful, sent letters in support of a new 3C+D railroad route, connecting Dayton, Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. But local leaders and officials in their letters also said they support a new passenger rail corridor linking Chicago, Columbus, and Pittsburgh. You can read more at journal-news.com. From WDTN, 2 people were taken to the hospital after hitting a parked car in Dayton. 2 people were taken to the hospital after a crash in Dayton early Sunday morning. Montgomery County Regional Dispatch told 2 News that a moving vehicle hit a parked car in Pittsburgh Avenue just after 3 a.m. 2 people were taken to the hospital. Their condition is unknown at this time. You could keep up to date at WDTN.com with that developing story. You could take a trip back to the 60s at DAI by going to Dayton Daily News. From WDTN, Xenia Community Schools are recommending a new athletic director. This is breaking. This just came in a few minutes ago. Xenia Community Schools will recommend hiring Jeremy Greenleaf as its new athletic director at the June 14th Board of Education regular meeting. Jeremy was an incredibly strong candidate who stood out among the numerous applicants for the position, and we are pleased to have him join the district, said Dr. Gabe Lofton, Superintendent for Xenia Community Schools. I look forward to seeing him build on our strong tradition of athletic excellence and continue to grow the program in the years to come. The school said Greenleaf has been the athletic director for Chaminade Julienne since 2018 and brings valuable experience managing the many aspects of a quality athletic program to the district. You can read more about this at WDTN.com. From Dayton.com, Memorial Day tornadoes, how to still get help to rebuild or replace trees and donate to efforts. Homeowners impacted by the 2019 Memorial Day tornadoes, that's 2 years already, could still get help with repairs not covered by insurance, but are encouraged to sign up quickly because federal home loan bank grants of $20,000 to help repair or rebuild homes will end on June the 18th, the second anniversary of the federal disaster declaration. Residents could also sign up to replace trees that are lost in the storm or to make financial donations to support the initiatives. You could go to the Assistance for Homeowners or the Miami Valley Long-Term Recovery Operations Group. You could also go to Rebuilding Together Dayton, Tornado Survivors Pathways to Home Ownership Program, the Retreat Program, and you can read more information about all these programs at Dayton.com. From the Fairborn Daily Herald, a Fairborn man was sentenced in a shooting. A jury has found a Fairborn man guilty of multiple felony charges. James Dwyer, 22, was convicted of attempted murder in Greene County Common Pleas Court on May the 18th. The charges stem from a shooting that occurred at the Fairborn Apartments on December 17, 2020. Dwyer was also convicted of 1 count of aggravated robbery with a firearm specification and 1 count of felonious assault with a firearm. Fairborn police responded to the shooting and discovered one male victim who had been shot in the leg. According to testimony, Dwyer and the victim got into a fight at the apartment of a mutual acquaintance. Dwyer left the apartment and returned with a gun. Dwyer held the gun to the victim's head, and trigger warning, this is a little bit graphic here. He held the gun to the victim's head and pulled the trigger, but the weapon did not fire, according to a release from the prosecutor's office. Dwyer then shot the victim in the leg and stole some of his clothing, the release said. The Fairborn Police Department, and specifically Detective Sean Petit, deserved the lion's share of the credit for this guilty verdict. Assistant Prosecutor Bill Morrison did an excellent job preparing and trying this case, and victim advocate Amanda Opika was instrumental in securing the verdict. Keeping violent criminals off the street remains the number one priority of this office. Dwyer is scheduled to be sentenced on May 26th, and he faces a maximum sentence of 39 years. Huber Heights is opening a free nonprofit events space owned by the city. From Dayton Daily News, you can check out Dayton Daily News to read about that. Warped Yoga returns after a hiatus. This is from Dayton.com, and that is an interesting name, Warped Yoga. It's about more than poses or breath work. It's about community. The heart of it is really bringing people together, said holistic personal trainer Matt Parente. We hone in on the community aspect. It's about moving our bodies and being able to socialize and see people. The pandemic was challenging for Parente's humble warrior business, which strives to support those in their pursuit of an active, happy, and healthy life, but enabled him to shift his focus. It gave me the opportunity to focus on my home life and for us to really come together as a family, he said. The pandemic took away so much from so many, so you really appreciate being able to come together. Warped Wing Brewing Company has hosted Parente's Warped Yoga for several years, but COVID restrictions and concern for the health and well-being of the community meant a several-month hiatus for the popular yoga practice. But the practice is back, being held regularly on the third Sunday of the month in downtown Dayton Tap Room. So be sure to check that out, and you can read more about Warped Yoga at Dayton.com. We Care Arts Girl Scout troop partner to place gnomes in Owens Place Park. This is from WDTN. Beautifying an accessible playground is what's working in the Miami Valley. Girl Scout Troop 30251 placed gnomes throughout Owens Place Park. The gnomes were created by artists at We Care Arts, a nonprofit organization that empowers people with disabilities through art. We Care Arts said the partnership with Owens Place came from a common mission. Executive Director Darlene Landhout says Fred Pence from the Owens Place board came to me and he had visited a garden with his grandchildren. And he said it just brought a lot of fun and play to the atmosphere, and he really wanted that for Owens Place. And he knows about We Care Arts' mission, enabling people with disabilities, and our mission's just matched. 116 gnomes can now be found throughout Owens Place Park. That's pretty cool. Continuing on, Greenwood Manor needs to close according to the county, and this is from the Xenia Gazette. Greene County Administrator Brandon Huddleston didn't mince words as to why the Greene County-owned Greenwood Manor is closing. The census is just too low to continue to operate, Huddleston said. The Nursing and Rehabilitation Center will officially close on Friday, July 30th. Huddleston made the surprising announcement via resolution at Thursday's County Commissioners meeting. The resolution cited the population of the county home being too small for economical and efficient operation. Greenwood Manor is mediocre and Medicaid certified. Greenwood Manor is Medicare and Medicaid certified and offers skilled and intermediate 24-hour nursing care, as well as supportive living and respite care operations, according to the county's website. The facility relies on payments from Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, or direct resident payments, Huddleston said. No general fund tax dollars are used for the operation. We are at a point where the revenue is not covering the expenses. The closure means 49 jobs will be eliminated in addition to residents needing to find a new place for care. The residents will all be placed in other local facilities, and we are working to transition our employees to other opportunities, Huddleston said. You can read more at xeniagazette.com. From Dayton.com, Greene County groups are protesting on the anniversary of George Floyd's death. About 50 people gathered outside of the Greene County Courthouse on Saturday to commemorate the anniversary of the death of George Floyd, a black man that was killed by police in Minneapolis last year. We're standing up against racial inequality and social injustice, and we're focusing on becoming anti-racist, said Denise Moore, co-founder of Sugar Creek Cares, an activist group out of Greene County. Floyd's death on May 25, 2020, sparked protests around the country against racism, especially focusing on police violence against black people. So this is a way to celebrate that work that's been going on across the country, said Kim McCarthy with Greene County Voices. McCarthy noted that many of the groups that helped organize the event formed after Floyd's death. Sugar Creek Cares worked with Greene County Voices, Inclusive Fairborn, Yellow Springs Speaking Up for Justice, and Citizens for a Better Beaver Creek to organize the event. You can read more about this at Dayton.com. From Dayton Daily News, Fairborn agrees to buy police officers' body cameras. You can read about that at Dayton Daily News because I can't read it. It's a subscription-based news source. We're going to now go on to global and national news. First off, we're going to start with Cheddar News Need to Know, an update with regards to COVID-19 from the Associated Press. The U.S. hasn't seen numbers this good since last summer. By all metrics, the pandemic is on its way out, at least here. The national daily caseload is clocking in under $30,000 for the first time since last June. Average daily deaths are down to about 550. More than 61% of adults are at least partially vaccinated, and the number is still growing by 1 or 2 percentage points per week. India has become the third country to cross 300,000 deaths after the U.S. and Brazil, but the worst outbreaks in cities like Mumbai and Delhi are starting to recede. That's some good news, at least, because I've heard a lot about the incidents in India, and it's very heartbreaking, to say the least. But it's good to hear that they're starting to get it under control over there. From the Wall Street Journal, researchers at the Wuhan Institute of Virology became sick enough in November 2019 that they had to be hospitalized, according to a previously undisclosed U.S. intelligence report. The 3 scientists reportedly had symptoms that are consistent with COVID-19 a month before the first coronavirus cases were reported in Wuhan, giving support to the theory that the virus may have escaped from that lab. China has strongly denied the lab leak theory on how the virus originated. From CBS News, more news from China. 2 of China's top marathoners were among 21 people who were killed in extreme weather during a 62-mile mountain race. According to Chinese media reports, runners competing in the grueling ultra-marathon in Gansu province were around the 12-mile mark when the weather turned on a dime. Temperatures plummeted, rain turned to hail, and gale-force winds blew in just as the runners in short sleeves and shorts were caught on a dangerous mountain pass. Race organizers are facing questions about why they didn't account for the possibility of severe weather. Youch. From Bloomberg, an update on the Polaris plane hijacking. The government of Polaris scrambled fighter jets to intercept a civilian European airliner flying through the country's airspace, forcing it to land so that a dissident journalist on board could be seized. The Ryanair flight from Greece to Lithuania made an emergency landing at Minsk, where authorities snatched Roman Protasevich, a 26-year-old critic of Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko, a puppet leader of Vladimir Putin, who is known as Europe's last dictator. The incident has prompted outrage around the world. Too bad we don't have Scotty in here because we have a crypto update. The crypto sell-off continued through the weekend with the Bitcoin's price falling below $32,000 at one point before rebounding a bit. Bitcoin is now down 50% from its peak in mid-April, but it's still close to 20% on the year. Ether and Doge are down 60% from their all-time highs. From The Verge, Snap is still betting that augmented reality glasses are the future, even though consumers haven't seemed to want them. The camera company formerly known as Snapchat is paying $500 million for Wave Optics, a maker of AR displays. Snap also recently previewed its fourth-generation spectacles glasses with the latest AR technology, though they aren't for sale yet. Apple and Facebook are also working on AR glasses. That's kind of scary that social media platforms and Facebook is working on it. And Apple's just being Apple. It's probably going to be like eyeglass or something like that. How much you want to bet that's going to be the name of it, Laughing Chipmunk? All right, continuing on. From
sorry, I was muted. I was in the bathroom.
Oh, that's okay. How much you want to bet that augmented reality glasses by Apple are going to be called eyeglass or eyeglasses?
That would be cute. Eyeglasses. Ha 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 ha.
Or IC.
Yeah, or ICU. ICU.
All right, from ESPN. Phil Mickelson became the oldest golfer to win a major with his victory at the PGA Championship. Mickelson, who will be 51 in a few weeks, overcame a dominant Brooks Koepka to claim his sixth major and first since 2013. The Italian glam rock band Måneskin won Eurovision on Saturday, beating out acts from 39 countries in the annual international song competition. The band's win is being overshadowed by a viral video appearing to show lead singer Damiano David snorting cocaine on live TV as the group awaited results. David says it's all a big misunderstanding. He was really just reacting to his bandmate breaking a glass under the table and will take a drug test to prove it. A Florida high school, according to NBC News, is facing criticism from parents and students alike after dozens of female students noticed that their yearbook photos were photoshopped to cover up their chests and arms. About 80 girls at Bartram Trail High School near Jacksonville had their photos digitally and crudely altered to cover exposed skin, but no boys' photos were changed, including one showing the swim team in their Speedos. The controversy has opened up the age-old debate about whether school dress codes are inherently sexist and outdated. You know what? I think that's a debate I'm going to bring up during our freeform discussion. That would be an interesting one to talk about. Also, a little bit of big news that happened over the weekend. Congo had a volcano eruption over the weekend. So we're going to talk about that from ABC News. Torrents of lava poured into villages after dark in eastern Congo with little warning, leaving at least 15 people dead amid the chaos and destroying more than 500 homes, officials and survivors said on Sunday. The eruption of Mount Nyiragongo on Saturday night sent about 5,000 people fleeing from the city of Goma across the nearby border into Rwanda, while another 25,000 others sought refuge to northwest in Saki, the UN Children's Agency said on Sunday. More than 170 children were still feared missing Sunday, and UNICEF officials said they were organizing transit centers to help unaccompanied children in the wake of the disaster. Goma ultimately was largely spared in the mass destruction it suffered the last time the volcano erupted back in 2002. Hundreds died then, and more than 100,000 people were left homeless. But in outlying villages closer to the volcano, Sunday was marked by grief and uncertainty. Aline Bichikwibo and her baby managed to escape when the lava flow reached her village, but said both her mother and father were among those who perished. Community members gave a provisional toll of 10 dead in Bugamba alone, though provincial authorities said it was too soon to know how many lives were lost. Bichikwibo said she tried to rescue her father, but it wasn't strong enough to move him to safety before the family's home was ignited by lava. I'm asking for help because everything we had is gone, she said, clutching her baby. We don't even have a pot. We are now orphans and we have nothing. The air remained thick with smoke because of how many homes had caught fire when the lava came. People are still panicking and are hungry, resident Alumba Satoi said. They don't even know where they are going to spend the night. Elsewhere, authorities said that at least 5 other people had died in a truck crash while they were trying to evacuate Goma, but the scale of the loss had yet to be determined in some of the hardest-hit communities. Residents said there was little warning before the dark sky turned a fiery red, sending people running for their lives in all directions. One woman went into labor and gave birth while fleeing the eruption to Rwanda, the national broadcaster there said. That's crazy. Smoke rose from smoldering heaps of lava in the Buhin area near the city Sunday. We have seen the loss of almost an entire neighborhood, Innocent Bahala Shamavu said. All the houses in Buhin neighborhood were burned, and that's why we are asking all the provincial authorities and authorities at the national level, as well as all the partners, all the people of good faith in the world, to come to the aid of this population. Elsewhere, witnesses said lava had engulfed one highway connecting Goma with the city of Beni. However, the airport appeared to be spared the same fate as 2002 when lava flowed onto the runways. Whew. That's unfortunate. It sounds like it wasn't as severe as the eruption back in 2002, but still, any eruption that causes catastrophe like that is unfortunate. All right, we're going to go ahead and conclude our current events there. When we come back, we're going to get into your weather forecast as well as the latest happenings around the Wright State campus. You're listening to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Hey, everyone. Check out Rush Week 2021, presented by Alpha Sig Eta Psi here on campus.
I am a rehabilitation service major here at Wright State, and you are listening to WWSU 1069 Dayton's Right Choice.
And we're back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. And it's time for your local weather forecast for Wright State University and Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. The current weather, according to tomorrow.io at Wright State University, is mostly clear with a temperature of 77 degrees. The wind is coming from the west at 5 miles per hour. The humidity is 62%. The visibility is good, and the air quality is moderate. Your hyperlocal 12-hour forecast calls for clear skies up until about 1:15 p.m., and then some clouds are going to roll in for a mostly cloudy sky from 2 p.m. onward. There will be a slight chance of thunderstorms as well throughout the evening hours. The temperatures are going to reach 80 degrees by about 11:15 a.m. They're going to reach 85 degrees by 2 p.m., and they're going to hover in the mid-80s until about 7 p.m. when it starts to cool off later this evening. Your extended weather forecast brought to you by the National Weather Service at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. The forecast for May 24th through May 28th is as follows. Monday, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, high in the upper 80s. Monday night, partly cloudy, low in the mid-60s. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high in the upper 80s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low in the upper 60s. Wednesday, showers likely, high in the lower 80s. Wednesday night, a chance of thunderstorms in the evening, otherwise partly cloudy. There is a chance of some gusty winds as well during those storms, low around 60. Thursday, mostly sunny, high in the lower 80s. Thursday night, a chance of showers in the evening, the chance increasing overnight, low in the upper 50s. Friday, showers likely, much cooler with highs in the lower 70s. And finally, Friday night, a chance of showers before midnight, otherwise mostly cloudy, with a low in the lower 50s. Here's the latest updates at Wright State University. MBA Virtual Open House. Are you ready to take a big step forward in your career or to start a new one? Consider what a Wright State MBA might mean for your future, and then join us for the MBA Virtual Open House on June 15th. Many University is offering C-Campus grant funding for student parents. The grant would provide $700 off your child's monthly tuition. Other funding options are available to reduce the price even further. Parents must be Pell eligible and register for 6 or more credit hours for summer semester. The Passport Center on campus is open. The UCIE has reopened as a Passport Center. They accept Wright State students, faculty, staff, family, and even community members. Do you think engineering isn't for you? Take ISE 1110, Introduction to Engineering Science Applications for All. It is a 4-credit-hour class, 3 of them lecture, and then 1 of them lab. The class could change your mind. Master of Humanities, flexible, interdisciplinary, and unique. Would you like to craft your own program of study in a variety of liberal arts disciplines? The M-Humanity program is currently accepting applications. Some tuition scholarship funding is still available. Disclosure of student consumer information. Wright State University, in compliance with the Higher Education Act of 1965, has developed a website that provides our student consumer information. You can find that website on your Wings account. I believe they also sent out an email to everybody about the consumer information as well. Interested in growing up in a sci-fi universe? Take English 2040 or 2010 for summer B term. It is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday class from 9:50 to 11:30 a.m., and it is online synchronous. Personal Care Student Parent Caregiver Pantry is in need of donations. You could drop off your donations at the Culture and Identity Center at 140 Millette Hall or visit the wish list on Amazon. Master of Public Health Virtual Open Houses. The next one is tomorrow for research opportunities, and then June 8th and 22nd for the epidemiology. All right. Well, that it concludes what is going on here on campus. So let's kind of turn over to a free-form discussion. We now have Scott Kramer in the studio with us. Scotty, how are you doing this morning?
Good. I'm wide awake and glad to be here.
Awesome. So, of course, I had to bring you in because we talked about the Bitcoin. Well, not just Bitcoin, but Dogecoin as well, but the crashing.
Yeah.
Could I have you move over just a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Give me
There
on
we
cam,
go.
right?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So, give us your crypto rundown for the day.
Well, just an update on the current prices here that I'm looking at. Dogecoin is at about 32 cents per coin. Ethereum has gone down. It's on the uprise, but it went down last week, I believe it was. It was at about 4,200. Right now, it's starting to rise back up with $2,400. So I hope if you did have some Ethereum, I hope you sold back when it was at 4,200 because, dang, it dropped quite a bit. At a few $1,000 drop. I had a buddy who had about 40 Ethereum coins, and I told him to sell right when it hit 4K. So hopefully he sold it around that time. Bitcoin down to 37K. I believe it was at 59 or 60K just about 2 weeks ago, but all of them dropping. Elon Musk has kind of been the antichrist as well as just like the big face of cryptocurrency because he's always talking about it. He said that he was going to accept Dogecoin for Tesla, and then he was dropping Bitcoin, which really caused Bitcoin to drop. And then once he said he wasn't accepting Bitcoin anymore, everything decided to drop. Like everything just took a big hit, and now everything's starting to be on the uprise again. But I mean, just some comments that big people like him make, like billionaires make, can really hurt the value of certain products. And in the crypto world, that's exactly what happened. So it's on the uprise right now. There's not really any giant news that I've been informed of recently that's caused the uprise again. I'm assuming it's just because people are buying since it's at a lower price.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't think crypto is going to go away anytime soon until it starts to get filled up, if you will. But at the moment, there's still a lot of availability within cryptocurrency. Like I have a buddy who mines the heck out of crypto, and he's going to make some good money doing it.
That's good to hear. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today was there was another article that I wanted to talk about. This kind of sparks a little bit of a debate here. So I'll read it again for you. This is from NBC News. Florida school reportedly edits girls' yearbook photos and covering their exposed skin. Parents and students of a Florida high school are criticizing what they say is a double standard in the dress code policy after several girls' yearbook photos were reportedly edited. A review of yearbook photos conducted by NBC affiliate WTLV of Jacksonville shows that some female students at Bartram Trail High School in St. Johns County had their yearbook photos altered to cover up areas of their chest, according to the station. In the pictures, which the outlet posted, the students' clothing was digitally cut and pasted over their exposed skin. They completely altered her photo, and it makes her chest look deformed in a way, said parent Adrian Bartlett. The public high school, located about 30 miles south of Jacksonville, follows the St. Johns County School District's dress code policy. An online handbook for the county states that girls cannot wear shirts that are considered revealing or distracting. Midriff or cutout dresses and cutout tops may not be worn. Extremely short skirts are not allowed. Skirts must be no shorter than 4 inches above the top of the knee. And revealing clothing, pajamas, and lingerie are not acceptable. But Bartlett told WTLV that her daughter was never told the outfit she wore for picture day violated the school's dress code policy. She said that the outfit is one of her daughter's favorites, and she's worn it on several occasions without any issue. The edited yearbook photo is now the subject of jokes amongst her daughter's classmates, according to Bartlett. And now other kids are writing in her yearbook and writing about it and making comments and jokes about it. With these kids, it's scary because they deal with so much pressure and stress already, and now you put body image issues on top of it, she added. One student, Riley O'Keefe, told the outlet that she was told by the school that her outfit was acceptable, but when she received her yearbook, her photo had been edited to make her appear covered. O'Keefe said that she thinks there is a double standard because boys on the school swim team were allowed to wear Speedos, according to WTLV. Bartram's Trail's principal and the St. Johns County School District did not immediately return a request for comment. The district told WTLV that the yearbook is handled by an English teacher. Really? And that any parent who calls to raise the issue is being offered a refund for the cost of the yearbook. The photo editing appears to have been done by the school and not the district, according to WTLV. What are your thoughts on this, Scotty?
I mean, first word, crazy.
Yeah.
I have never heard of anything like that happening. So I'm assuming that the school did all these edits without formally requesting permission to do so. Yeah, okay.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. Just wanted to verify that. I mean, first of all, that's stupid, terrible. I mean,
Like, if you're going to do any editing at all, and not whether or not the editing was justified is a debate in of itself, but the fact that they didn't ask for permission
exactly.
or inform them ahead of time to give them a chance to change their outfit is absurd.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you said like they were getting bullied by their classmates and everything because of how the edit turned out and everything. Like, this is going in the yearbook. I mean, people keep these things for 20, 30, 40 years. They're going to see these forever. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they did the edits with, like, for example, you know how you get, like, school photos and everything. You take them home, you have them in your portraits. I don't know if they did the edit, like, with that. Because imagine, like, going home and, like, giving it to your parents and it looks all screwed up because of the edit they did. Like, that could, I think they handled that extremely poorly. And like you said, they had the men with the Speedos on and everything. That's pretty stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
double standard.
Exactly,
as they said.
big double standard there. I don't know. I think it's fair. I think they handled that situation extremely poorly, and they kind of deserve to be on blast for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really hope that it eventually comes to that they get entirely new yearbooks and the photos are retaken and everything like that.
Definitely do picture retakes because that is I can't say what I want to say on air, but it's very crappy. Yeah, that's very bad. I'd be pretty PO'd too if I was the parents or obviously the students as well.
Yeah. So I do have to reiterate that our views and opinions do not represent WWSU Radio, Wright State University, nor their entities. But I'm going to kind of dive a little bit deeper into this topic and talk about this whole notion of wearing clothing that's too distracting. First off, I want to know your thoughts, Scotty, before I talk. Well, what are your thoughts on people saying that you can't wear clothing in school that's too distracting?
I mean, I've seen so many people break dress code and not get in trouble for it in my high school that I feel like obviously there should be a dress code to a certain degree, but at the same time, if someone's just kind of dressing and it's a part of their style, let them do their thing. You know what I mean? But if it's obvious that they're trying to expose themselves, that's where I would draw the line. I feel like it kind of has to be like a visual thing. You know what I mean? You have to be able to tell that. I don't know how I'm trying to explain this, but like,
they're
I understand like they have the
to-
link thing for the skirt and all of that, but if they're like obviously trying to like sexualize themselves or something like that, that's where I would draw the line. But like certain clothing aspects have like certain styles to them and everything, and they're just trying to rep. You know, they're just trying to look good at school. That's what a lot of kids do, right? So I mean, sure, it may violate guidelines to an extent. Like I know back in high school, I wasn't allowed to have like sleeveless shirts. Like, I mean, what, armpit hair? That's all you're going to see, right? I don't think it's that big of a deal. But then that's a part of the dress code, and it's something kind of stupid. I don't know. There's not really too much for me to talk about on it other than I disagree with a lot of what schools' dress codes are. But I feel like it's more of a it's kind of like a school by school thing for the dress code, and it should be kind of like they should have good reasoning on why it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than I don't like this style or what it represents. I mean, obviously, if there's like promoting alcohol or something in high school, that's a little far. Same with tobacco, but it's a bit of a line and it's kind of hard to debate. But I don't know. There's not too much. I think that's really too bad to wear at school, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see like if you're wearing something that has a message that would be intentionally disrupting to the class. With the
like curse
exception of-
words or something.
With the
and-
exception of public schools, because public schools, you would be protected under the First Amendment to an extent, that is. There's still some limits to that.
Yep.
But as we've seen in Supreme Court precedences. But
Yep.
you do have some freedom in public schools in terms of what you could wear. But especially in private school, there should be some limits as to what you can come into the school. And as you said, like if I wear a shirt saying, take cocaine or something like that. I definitely should get in trouble for wearing a shirt like that because cocaine is a very dangerous drug.
Yep.
Same with, heroin and all of that. But if I were to wear a shirt that says legalize marijuana, well, we don't have any scientific evidence or statistics to show that marijuana is dangerous. And in fact, there's movements all across the country to try and legalize it. I think that one should be okay, especially in a public. Maybe not. It depends on the private school.
I feel
mean,
like you
private
could
schools-
definitely do that because it's kind of like a political thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And there's a
yeah.
lot of people that have like that wear stuff. Back when I was in high school, I would see Trump this or Hillary that, et cetera, and like on their clothing or whatever. So I feel like the marijuana thing could definitely be justified.
Yeah, especially in a public school, that would be under the First Amendment because it's a political speech.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so on different messages, I definitely think there should be a little bit of a limit on that. Now, let's talk about exposure of the body. I can kind of see where people are going when they say don't wear stuff that are distracting, but I can also see the argument that it really should be about teaching people not to be distracted, if you know what I mean.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of hard though, because like back in high school, I'm not saying I got distracted by other people really, but I was just easily distracted in general. So that'd be
Mhm.
kind of hard to touch up on with like teaching people to not get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially with people like ADHD.
Yeah. So my thing is there is a certain point in which you would blatantly be sexualizing yourself in
Yeah,
school.
I agree.
If you are blatantly like putting it out there,
That's what I was saying earlier with the dress code thing.
then
yeah.
I can see how the school should intervene because I mean there's only a certain, and this goes for any gender. I'm not just talking about men on here.
Yep, exactly.
There is a certain point in which, like, I don't know how to word this. Like, we're all sexual beings,
yeah.
and sex is inherent. It's instinctual. So there's going to be a certain point where, no matter how much education you give people, they're going to get aroused by something, and that's going to be distracting.
Yeah.
So there is a limit. I definitely think schools are being too strict. I will say that. I do think they're being too strict with dress codes and covering up. There is one thing, though, and you had mentioned the short skirts.
Yeah.
If the school has a lot of staircases, I can definitely see why you would want a longer skirt in that case.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of like, I guess from my experiences, like back in my high school, it was just one story. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We didn't have anything like that. So I guess you could definitely have that, which I would understand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like that would be kind of like a
If you're
protect yourself kind of thing. You know what I mean? Or wear shorts under your
I was going to
skirt.
say, if you're wearing shorts under it, then it shouldn't even be an issue at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
But
I mean,
if you're wearing like a thong or something like
Yeah.
that, or nothing at all, then definitely that could be a problem.
big problem. Yes.
And I'm not just saying like a problem with, not to get graphic. Okay, I am going to get slightly graphical on the air, but this is a legitimate hygiene problem. You might drip.
Yeah.
Let's just say that if you're not wearing
Yeah.
pants under you know what I
Thank
mean.
God.
Luckily, that's not so much of an issue for women as it is men, because you and me, Scotty, as we can attest to this. No matter how many times you shake, it still drips.
I mean, yeah. Don't want to get too much into detail, but yeah.
So yeah, there is a little bit of a hygiene concern, I will say, with the whole pants wearing thing. But oh,
Don't forget your mother's listening.
I know.
I forgot Chipmunk was here.
But you should know this because you're married to a man and he probably has that issue too.
I wouldn't know. I guess. I don't know.
Oh my lord.
This got
This is
into
the
an
most
interesting
uncomfortable
discussion.
thing I've talked about on the air ever. Oh man.
Should we change the topic?
Keep going, Pat. It's cool. Any final statements upon that subject
I don't really
that you
have anything else to add. Like
I feel like
definitely
we
think-
have very similar ideas on dress code within schools.
Yeah, like
I'm-
definitely if you're going in there nude or
Yeah, or like wearing just
wearing a thong and nothing else.
sexualized
definitely,
clothing,
yeah.
like lingerie, yeah, I've seen a lot. So, yeah. Leave it at that.
All right. So moving on here. It's been hot outside. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I just got some AC units put in my place, so I've finally been able to cool down. Because, I sleep during the day since I
Mhm.
work third, so I have to sleep when it's really hot outside, and I'm awake when it's, cooler out. So I finally got all the, we have central air, but, and it doesn't go into my room that well for some reason, so I just put an AC unit in there, and it's really nice now. But, obviously you see me in a T-shirt and shorts here. I can't wear my joggers all the time like I used to, so, man, it has been a little hot, but wait till, July hits. It's probably going to be up in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
I got in contact because with my apartment complex because the window in my bedroom doesn't want to open.
Good old
I'm like,
Cinnabon.
yeah, I don't want to. I really don't want to run the AC at night because that takes up the energy bill. I want to be able to open up my window, but right now I can't do that.
Yep.
I gotta sneeze. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Okay.
Get it out of you, Pat. Come on. Just do it.
No, it went away it's not coming out. I decided not to. It's like, nah, maybe not right now. Let's talk about Father's Day, shall we? A little bit about Father's Day. It's coming up next month. And we're still dealing with social distancing and COVID and things like that. So what are some ways that we can celebrate Father's Day despite social distancing?
Oh, well. Small gatherings, obviously.
Yeah.
If you're just going to hang out with your dad, like I might do, if I'm free, I'll probably head up to my dad's house and hang out with him.
Mhm.
Play a game of cornhole or something. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a good one. You got them both on the other opposite sides of the board, just shooting around the beanbags.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of stuff you could do. But I mean, I feel like when you got small gatherings, a lot of families nowadays don't really, at least my family, I'm talking from my experience here, don't really wear masks around like when their family members or whatever. Back when they're home, they don't wear masks around people.
Mhm.
But, if you do, I like a good old game of cornhole since it's nice outside, or I don't know, if you have a pool in the backyard, maybe doing something like that. Just kind of hanging out, maybe just grill out. Grill outs are really good as long as you properly sanitize and everything, and don't be messy with the food, I guess. But
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of things you could do.
Don't put too much barbecue sauce on there.
Man, you can never have enough barbecue sauce. In my opinion, man. I love it.
True.
But
I will agree with you on that.
But no, I think there's a bunch of stuff you can do. Like I used to play archery, for example. I used to be a really good archer. My dad and I used to go hunting for archery. With bows. You could do target practice or something. There's a lot of cool stuff you could do with your dad. Or you can just sit down and watch some TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Watch
sit down in the living
football or
room.
something.
Yeah. Oh man, if football was on.
Well, sorry. Yeah, it's
you watch the
summer.
NBA.
Yeah, you can watch. Yeah, true.
Probably what I'll do if when is Father's Day this year? Actually,
That's a good question.
I always
I'll have to look
forget.
it up.
I never remember the dates.
I'll have to look it up real quick. June 20th. It's
We
kind
got
of
a
late
bit.
this year.
Okay, yeah, we got a while. But yeah, I mean, just kind of. I guess if you like golf, you can watch golf too. But now there's a bunch of stuff you can do for Father's Day. That's in a safe manner. It's just gonna be more of a home thing this year rather than. I mean, you could take them out to dinner. I wouldn't bring way too many people with you if you do, but just there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Actually, going out to golf with your dad would be a good activity because
Oh,
you'll
that'd
be
be
outside.
great golfing with your
Yeah.
dad. Yeah. Too bad I'm terrible at golf, or
getting,
else I would.
getting 6 balls in the water.
My dad loves golfing, so I might just kind of give in and do it with him.
On the same topic of Father's Day, what are some gifts that would be good gifts to give to your dad for Father's Day? Like what kinds of gifts do you think your dad would like?
My dad, my dad, and my stepmom, they collect a lot of like wolf knickknacks and stuff. Like the whole house is like there's like a painting of like a wolf, like some wolves and like on a mountain, right? And
Nice.
then they have like a cabinet full of knickknacks and stuff. So maybe some like wolf related thing. My dad likes NASCAR a lot. He likes a Dale Earnhardt specifically. So getting him some Dale Earnhardt stuff is hard to find since he's passed, he's gone, he's been gone for a long time. Or Dale Earnhardt Jr. Either way, getting something like that would be good. But tools, obviously, generic dad stuff too. There's a good amount of routes I could go personally. What about you?
So I know my biological dad is very big on baseball. So a lot
There you
of baseball related gifts would be really cool.
There you go.
My stepdad, he's very big into tech, like computers and things like that. He's also big
Try to
into
compete and get him a graphics card.
he's also big into guns as well.
hmm
I'm not I can't get a gun, so I want to
Yeah.
do that. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, he reads a lot of right wing conservative books,
Okay.
so that would be another thing that he would like. Um,
Cats.
I was gonna say, what was that noise? Was that a cat?
Yeah, that was Shadow.
Got another cat meowing on the air. That seems to be common whenever I do shows. It's either your cats or Harmony's cat meowing on the air.
It's always somebody's cat. Meow.
Yeah, getting them cats would. Well, they got enough cats though. If you ask me, they got what? You got like
enough.
8 cats right now.
Well, yeah, five of them are actually ours, and Shadow is a stray, and she had her kittens here at the house. So now we have 3, one stray and 2 kittens, and they're all driving me up the wall.
My dad used to have a bunch of cats, but ever since he moved from the country to in town, he really cut down on a lot of them. So I think he has 4 now, because we just had one that passed away last month. So I think we're down to like 4, maybe 5. Because I know he got like 2 like kittens that look like twins, but
Aw.
but I think they've grown up a bit since I remember them being kittens. But anyways, I think he has like 5, maybe 4 cats now.
Aw.
All right. I think we'll cover one more topic before we head off for our next break. How to deal with social anxiety. This one's a good one.
Okay.
So let's see here. Oh, they don't have any Oh, here we go. What's your favorite tip or exercise for overcoming social anxiety?
Well, I don't think I can say what I want to say on the air. I'll have to tell you when commercial break
Oh,
hits.
Okay.
That's the only one I can truly think of.
What, going on chat roulette or something?
No,
like that?
no. It's having a few beverages, if you will.
Oh, those. Okay.
Yeah. That's how I get out there. You know what I mean?
We've talked about alcohol
Yeah,
before on
yeah.
the show. So.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about alcohol way too much, but yeah, I like to, going to a little get together when COVID's not a thing, if you will. Having a few beverages in my system, and it kind of helps me branch out a little bit, being able to just have a nice warm feeling in me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's not uncommon. I know a couple other people who will drink a little bit to get.
Yeah, I don't
boosted
drink
up.
when I'm alone. I mean, I'm a social drinker. Like back when I'm home, I don't touch any alcohol. But when I'm out at a little get together or I'm hanging out with my buddies, I'll have a few. Not too much.
I don't really have any exercises. I just do it. If like I pressure myself to get out there and talk, so to speak.
If I have a few beers in me, I'm in a party, man. I'll go up and talk to anyone. Like I'll see someone wearing some Seahawks, like they'll either have a Seahawks hat or a hoodie or a jersey. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? Or Lakers stuff.
Yeah.
Even if I'm perfectly sober, I'll still go do it sometimes. I mean, I feel like it's just kind of like determines on what mood I'm in too. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a good mood and I see someone that has an obvious common interest as me, yeah, I might go up and talk to them a little bit. But at the same time, there'll be days where I'm just kind of like, don't want to talk to anybody. I feel like maybe I wouldn't like them, so I don't want to go talk to them, or I might make a bad impression. That goes into social anxiety, though. You know what I mean? So, but no, for the most part, having a couple of beverages in me, and I'm usually good to go.
All right. Awesome. What, Laughing Chimmock, what do you do to overcome social anxiety?
I stay in the house.
That's not overcoming social anxiety. What are you talking about?
Well, you know me, I hardly go out, and if I do have any anxiety, I just take my Tranquiline and maybe a little like a Benadryl and be like, Okay, we can do
So,
this.
so you basically tranquilize yourself.
That's a good way to put it.
Overcome
I
social anxiety.
do. I
Uh,
mean, when you have a anxiety disorder like I do, I mean,
yeah,
you
true.
pretty much have to, tranquilize yourself, so you don't go into a panic,
No,
because it's like
do,
any little thing will, trigger a panic attack with me. It's
okay, yeah, I was
weird.
gonna ask you if social interaction was one of the triggers, if you will, to the panic disorder.
Yeah, it actually is.
Dang,
And
that sucks.
I never know when it's going to happen, or it's just so random. And
Yeah, that's the
I really
unfortunate
don't need
part.
a trigger. It just boom, all of a sudden it just comes on. I'm like, okay, where the heck did this come from?
Yeah.
There it is again. I
There's a
heard that
cat.
one. I didn't hear the first one, but I heard that one.
Ugh. All right,
Shadow,
we're gonna
say
need
hi.
we're gonna need a meow counter on the show.
Yeah, we do.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a top of the hour ID break, and when we come back, we're flip flopping there it is. There's another one. We're flipping the daily reflection and Major League Monday, since one of our guests has a 11:40 class. So when we come back, we're gonna get right into Major League Monday, and then at 11:30 will be your daily reflection. And hi, Shadow. She's a talkative cat.
She's too talkative. She doesn't. I wish she had an off button.
Just like a kid. All right.
And I got two kittens attacking me now. They're attacking my hand.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our break and let Laughing Chipmunk get those children's under control. We'll be right back on the Right Morning Show.
You are now listening to WWC 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton, Dayton's right choice, or you can catch us online at WWC 106.
And we're back to the Right Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Welcome back to the Right Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. It is Major League Monday, so we're going to go ahead and get into some sports talk. Scotty, do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off with this one article that I have? And it's for hockey. I don't know how much you know about hockey.
Not much at all, but go ahead and start off with the
Oh,
hockey.
I'm sorry. It's for golf. What?
Oh, golf. Okay, go. I definitely don't know about golf.
There's a hockey video on a golfing article. That's weird.
Well, go ahead and
Okay.
read us off. I'm more interested now.
This is from ESPN. Perhaps Phil Mickelson's ability on a golf course, the body of work that he has established over more than 3 decades in the public eye, has gotten lost or diminished the past few years. That's why this PGA championship's so unlikely, because it made him the oldest major champion ever at age 50. So he's PGA champion at age 50. He hasn't won since 2019 at Pebble Beach, hasn't lifted a major championship trophy since 2013 at Muirfield. Since September, he missed 6 cuts. In the 8 in which he was around for the weekend, he never once finished in the top 20. He had fallen outside the top 100 in the official world golf ranking, and he started needing special exemptions just to get a spot in major championship fields. Tiger Woods went 5 years between wins and 11 between majors. Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth, one destined to be their generation's Tiger and Phil, haven't picked up a big one in 7 and 4 years, respectively. It happens. Golf is not easy. The difficulty is when you're on a plateau and you're not really making advancements and you're putting in the work and you're not seeing the results. To stay consistent and to stay committed, Mickelson 50 said on the eve of last month's Masters, one of the few times lately he has sat to answer questions, to really reflect on where he was and where he is and where he wants to go. So, what are your thoughts? A person age 50 winning the PGA championship. That's pretty impressive, if you ask me.
That's pretty impressive, but at the same time, though, like anytime I think of golf, I think of like a bunch of old dudes playing it. But on a competitive on a competitive level, though, it is a more of a younger game, I guess per se. But still, congrats to him. Obviously, it's very hard to win in golf with how many different players there are and how consistent and inconsistent. You have so many aspects to deal with, like wind, terrain, etc. So golf isn't easy. That's why I don't play it, because I'm not good at it.
Same.
But no, big shout out to him. I remember hearing about Tiger Woods. What was it, 2019? You said that was his last championship he won, right?
Yeah, and your camera just froze.
No.
I love the.
I don't want to see it.
I
don't want to see it. I don't want to see it because it's probably really bad. But either way, man, Tiger Woods not getting a win for like 5 years. I know about that. And then I think the championship was about 11 years, like you said. So it definitely is very competitive in golf. So big shout out to him. Congrats.
No, I was gonna say, like, in terms of ages and things like that, it's the people who play golf are more of the younger folk, and I would think that the older folk are the ones watching it.
Yeah. Got a bunch of old businessmen who, were lazy, rich, and retired, and they want to go play a sport, right? They want to go play some golf. It's pretty easy on the body. Doing a lot of walking, you get on the carts. Man, driving those golf carts is so much fun. I tell you what.
Yeah.
So, golf, like, I would enjoy golf if I was good at it, but since I'm so bad, I don't like it.
Scotty, what else is in the news in terms of sports?
Well, as all sports fans know, it is currently the NBA playoffs. So, just in the past couple of days, we've had the round one of the first round of games, the first games of the round one of the NBA playoffs. Man, I cannot talk. Excuse me. We had the Heat and the Bucks, Mavs and Clippers, Celtics Nets, Blazers Nuggets, Wizards 76ers, Lakers Suns, Hawks and Knicks, Grizzlies and Jazz. And as you know, the Lakers beat the Warriors, I believe it was over the weekend, to secure the number 7 seed. And the Warriors had to play the Grizzlies to fight for the number 8 seed spot. ended up falling. They lost, so the Warriors actually missed the playoffs. Steph Curry, LeBron, that was a crazy game to watch. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the final score here. It was 103 to 100. Great
Oh
game.
wow, that's a high scoring.
It
game.
was a great game from what I was at work, so I couldn't really watch the ending of it, but I got to watch a little bit of it. It was pretty competitive all the way through. Warriors were up 28 to 22 in the first quarter. They outscored the Lakers in the whole first half, 28 and 27, and then 22 and 20. 22 and 20 was for the Lakers. But either way, the Lakers had a better second half. LeBron hitting that three-pointer to solidify it. That was after he got poked in the eye by Draymond Green. He
got poked in the eye.
Yeah, he got like poked in the eye like this, right in the
dang.
face. And so he went to the side, the side of the court for a couple of minutes, sat there and kind of regained himself, went back on the court, hit the game-winning shot. And I mean, I get all the crap about, LeBron being a crybaby, and I agree. He sits there and yesterday against the Suns, he fell on Chris Paul and he acted like he was super injured. And I know he was perfectly fine, but it's whatever. You got to flop in basketball, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have your off days, in any sports, really.
Yeah, but if you look at the video, the way he fell, Chris Paul was under LeBron, and LeBron's a big dude. Chris Paul was notably he wasn't seriously injured, but you could tell he got banged up a bit from taking LeBron falling on him.
Mm-hmm.
But no, LeBron acted like he was hurt because he lightly fell on his arm, and I'm like, bro, chill out. Either way, the Lakers did lose to the Suns, which Devin Booker is finally in the NBA playoffs. And man, I love that dude. I am so happy he's in the playoffs because he's been given his time to the Phoenix Suns, letting him develop, just waiting and waiting and waiting, not demanding a trade or anything. He's been super patient with the franchise. Now he's in the playoffs, and I believe they had the number 2 seed, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the number 2 seed over in the West. So he's finally getting what he deserves. Obviously, he's playing the Lakers, though, so I don't really want him to win, but they did take away game 1.
Mm-hmm.
But just to finish off from the Lakers and Warriors game I was talking about, that was a heck of a game. LeBron getting that game-winning 3 right there at the end of the game was awesome. Bunch of fun to watch. And then, obviously, you got the Celtics and the Nets that were playing last night. Kyrie Irving facing his former team, the Boston Celtics, as I try to pull up the score here now. They won 104 to 93, so not too much of a nail-biter there. KD took a pretty nasty fall, but he was really it was good to see him healthy and everything. He had a great game, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. So good double-double by Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving, 29 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. So those two, obviously, the two big stars. You got James Harden, too, who had 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. So a big team player there. Almost a triple-double for him. But the big three over there in Brooklyn, I expect it to be a 4-game sweep because the Nets honestly aren't as good as I thought they would be with those big 3 names, but they're still a tremendous team, and I expect them to probably go to the finals. But still, the Nets, great team, great win for the first round of the playoffs, so big shout out to them. And I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what it was exactly.
It's all right.
I sit there and get a little too involved with it. But Trailblazers at the Nuggets. The Blazers, I believe, what seed are they? I think they are the 8th seed, or they're one of the lower seeds, but they upset the Nuggets 123 to 109. So big upset there. Damian Lillard dropped 34 points. He had 13 assists as well, so good double-double for him. He also had 2 rebounds. CJ McCollum, the second-hand man there, in my opinion, over there for Portland. 21 rebounds, 3 assists, and 21 points, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. Sorry, this Google chart is a little weird. But you got Melo still over there in for the Trailblazers, 18 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds, and I believe Carmelo Anthony is one of the top scorers and all-time scorers in the NBA, so it's great to have a guy like that on your team.
Mm-hmm.
For the Nuggets, possible MVP, Nikola Jokic, the Joker, 34 points, 1 assist, and 16 rebounds. So big game for him. Unfortunately, came out with that loss. Michael Porter Jr., 25 points, 0 assists, but 9 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, who got traded from the Orlando Magic over there to the Nuggets earlier in the season, 16 points and 8 rebounds. Just not too many other names that got any scoring done or rebounds, assists. Not really any other big name players other than the ones I mentioned. Led to the loss from the Portland Trailblazers. So the Trailblazers are up in the series 1-0. Patrick, just out of curiosity, how much NBA have you watched?
I don't have a TV.
Oh, okay. I don't either. I watch
So-
it on my computer.
So no, I haven't been able to watch any of it. Pretty much the only basketball that I have watched
Wright
is
State.
when we're watching here in the lobby.
Yeah, that is true. I was just curious.
Yeah.
But here's another one I want to talk about. The Hawks at the Knicks. Obviously, the Knicks have been the laughingstock of the NBA for years upon years. They draft Obi Toppin, and now they're good. Julius Randle's he's getting the most improved player. He has to. I mean, he's helped the Knicks be the number 4 seed in the NBA for the East. He's done a tremendous job over there. They fell 107 to 105 to the Atlanta Hawks. So a heartbreaking loss. Good play by the Hawks. Number 5 seed Hawks. Trae Young, 32 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds.
Ooh.
So he was the one that carried the team in this one.
I just found some big news that I want to bring up too.
Okay, go ahead.
We were looking for a women's basketball head coach.
Yeah. I forgot to even bring that up.
Kerry Hoffman.
Yep.
Has been named the new Wright State women's basketball.
Shay would have
head
brought that
coach.
up if he was in here.
Yeah, he's working on a presentation right now. But yeah, I had just stumbled upon that. I'm like, oh, that's definitely something we should talk about.
Oh yeah, I've had a long weekend, man. I've been off work, so I completely forgot all about it. But yeah, we finally got our new basketball head coach, and she has a great history from what I've seen. I think she's won about 70% of her games in her college career as a head coach.
74%.
74%. Yep, that's right.
Averages 21.2 wins per season
Awesome.
when she was at Cedarville. Led the Cedarville to the NCAA Division II Regional as an at-large selection this spring after the Yellow Jackets were at the NCCAA National Tournament qualifier following the 2019-20 campaign. I wonder if she's ever been in any Division Ones.
I think she's only played in Division Two.
Okay, so
I think Wright State is her
interesting.
first. I think Wright State is her first Division One team. Obviously, you had Katrina Merriweather and a lot of the assistant coaches go over there to, I believe it's Memphis, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they went. I can't remember exactly where they went, but obviously Angel Baker, transferred over there because of Katrina Merriweather. So a lot of big losses for Wright State, but this head coach is a very big up. So recruiting is definitely going to be at a low, in my opinion, for Wright State for the next couple of years unless I'm sorry, what's her name again? I always forget it.
Oh, Kerry Hoffman?
Hoffman. There we go. Unless Coach Hoffman has a tremendous first year. I expect Wright State recruiting for basketball to be on a bit of a down low, but obviously we just came off a big win, so we'll have to see. Obviously losing our number 1 player, a great head coach, so we'll have to see what happens here in the near future with this upcoming season. But I expect Hoffman to do great things here at Wright State. I'm very excited to see what she does. I'm excited to see a lot of the new freshmen that come up, too. I haven't seen any news on what freshmen are coming to Wright State on the women's basketball team, but I know that Hoffman's going to do a great job. 74%, win average, or just in general, excuse me. Tremendous. That's awesome. And I don't know how many different schools. Is that just with Cedarville, 74%?
It said just Cedarville, yeah.
Okay, and how many years was she there?
That's a good question. Let me check on that. But yeah, it would be while I'm looking for that, it would be interesting to see how the team does this year with the new head coach, especially considering that Katrina Merriweather has been able to take the women's basketball team last year to the NCAA tournament, and they won the first round, which was surprising to all of us.
Big upset, yeah. She did amazing things, and that's why this year I think the recruiting is going to be pretty good, but at the same time, with losing all those players are going to be wanting to go to Memphis possibly just because a lot of our number 1 player went over there. Obviously, Katrina Merriweather went over there with a little bit of the previous coaching staff here at Wright State. They went over there as well. A lot of changes and it's kind of like a coin toss in my eyes. But
out of curiosity, why is everybody heading to Memphis?
I don't know. Well, Katrina got the job over there, so Angel was like, I want to go play for her.
Mm-hmm.
Her assistant coaches wanted to go there. So that's pretty much why everyone's following Katrina Merriweather. They want to be with her. They want to continue with her, and they know she'll get a job there. They might get some more money. There's a lot of aspects of it. Obviously, in my opinion, getting out of Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is Memphis, like I think it is, I mean, I'd rather be in Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I hate Ohio. I really do. Other than being here at Wright State, I love this place. But, man, Ohio is not the place to be sometimes. But either way, I'm really looking forward to the basketball season this year. I'm expecting a lot of great development from our players, and I'm expecting some possible new play styles from new head coaching. So hopefully Hoffman gets the job done, and hopefully we get an interview with her too before the season starts too. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. I don't think so. It looks like she took the reins at Cedarville in 2016, and prior to that, she was with the Yellow Jackets for 2010 to 2016. So she's had 6 years with the Yellow Jackets, and then up until now with Cedarville.
Okay, so she has a lot of experience under her belt. So
Yeah.
I fully expect her to do a great job. So I'm very excited to see what Coach Hoffman does with this Wright State women's basketball team.
Another piece of news that's pretty big as well that I found: top seeded Wright State is in men's baseball is set to host the 2021 HL Championship at the Niche. How do you say that? Niche or niche or Nisch?
Niche, maybe.
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. I have yet to be able to commentate a baseball game here, and I'm kind of sad about that.
Maybe this is the year for you.
Maybe we'll have to see. I hope so. It's COVID's really screwed everything up because my freshman year I was going to, and then on our way back from Indianapolis, it's like, oh yeah, Wright State's remote for 2 weeks due to COVID, and then obviously here we are now, still wearing our masks and everything. So who knows? Maybe this upcoming year will be my year to start at least.
Yeah. The regular season champion Wright State will begin the postseason on Thursday morning as the top seeded Raiders will host number 4 seed Milwaukee at 11 a.m. in the opening game of the 2021 Horizon League champion at Nischwitz Stadium.
I mean, Wright State's been killing it in baseball from what I've seen. I follow their baseball team on Instagram as I try to pull it up here. State baseball.
Continuing on while you're looking that up, the Raiders, who locked up the regular season title back on May 8th, entered the tournament with a 32-11 overall record and riding a 9-game winning streak. Wright State has won 18 of 19, dating back to mid-April, and finished with a 28-4 mark in Horizon League play this season. The Raiders were 18-1 in home games at the Nischwitz Stadium this season.
I mean, Wright State here, I remember looking at them earlier in the season. They weren't doing, they weren't doing bad by any means, but they weren't playing tremendously. There's games here. Who do they face? Indiana Purdue, I believe that is. Yeah, Purdue Fort Wayne. Yeah, they beat them 22-2 in runs, 28-7, and a 29-6 in their 3-game stretch. Well, and then 9-1, excuse me, as well. So the 4 games they played there. I mean, there's teams where they've absolutely murdered, and there's been games where they've had shutouts too. 16-0 in runs. Wright State had 18 hits. I mean, this team obviously can hit. They must have a pretty good pitcher. I haven't been able to keep up to date with our baseball team because I haven't been able to commentate them yet. But still, either way, the stats show that they're the number 1 seed. They're a great team, obviously by the stat sheet, and I've been able to watch a little bit of them. I've seen a lot of minor league players come from Wright State who I've seen to be really good. So this Wright State team is pretty special this year. So I'm hopeful that they'll take home the Horizon League championship.
Yeah. Let's see here. Any other news on your end, Scotty?
Oh, just continue talking about the NBA here. Hopping back to the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. That was a close game, 107-105. Trae Young with the 32 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. And he hit the game-winning shot as well with 0.9 seconds left. And I can't say what he said on the air, but I'll say it with without the expletive. I said it's pretty effing quiet in here now. And when he was walking off the court, after they won, and because the Knicks, it was their first playoff game in like 30,000 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, realistically, probably like 10. I think it was 10 years now, maybe 11. But either way, they were super loud during the whole game. They were doing really good until obviously the end where they had lost the game-winning shot. But they outscored the Hawks in the second quarter, the third quarter, and during that time is when they were heating up a little bit. They were extremely excited. And I don't want to say they choked because they didn't. Trae Young just had a great game-winning shot. He had like 4 people defending him, and he just kind of lays it on in, and it went in. Game-winning shot, great job, takes game 1. But But on the other side of the ball for the Knicks, Julius Randle, he had a double-double, 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists. I just want to see Obi Toppins. He only played for 12 minutes. He had 5 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. R.J. Barrett, I know he had a pretty good dunk in the game. That was a little flashy. He had a double-double as well, 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist. But Burks, 27 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. So great play by both sides of the ball. Great defensive game. But, Trae Young, what can you do? Ice up. You know what I mean? He did a great job taking game 1 away. And the last one I want to talk about before we go to break is the Grizzlies versus the Jazz. The Jazz are the number 1 seed over in the West, and the Grizzlies are the number 8 seed. They had an upset yesterday, 112 to 109. So a very close game. Grizzlies take it 1-0. Brooks for the Grizzlies had 31 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. John Morant, the star player over there for Memphis, 26 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And then for the Jazz, Bogdanovich had 29 points and 5 rebounds, being the leading scorer. And Mike Conley, 22 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds for the double-double. Very close game, but the Grizzlies able to come up with the upset in this one. And honestly, out of a lot of the upsets that I could see happening here in the NBA playoffs, I could definitely see the Grizzlies upsetting the Jazz, which would be a crazy upset in the series since the Grizzlies are the number 8 seed and the Jazz are the number 1 seed. But, of course, I think they were out. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell last night, which is a big reason why the Jazz lost.
Mm-hmm.
So once Donovan Mitchell goes back in there, I expect the Jazz to go up. But I'm not saying I expect the Grizzlies to upset them in the series, but if it happens, I could definitely see it. That's the one I would expect the most out of all of them. But at the moment, if Donovan Mitchell comes back during Game 2, I expect the Jazz to pull off with this one.
All right. Well, that concludes our Major League Mondays. And also, if you enjoy sports news, especially Wright State sports news and other news, you could check out Testa and Neil Keep It Real every weekday at 1 to 3 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM. So be sure to check out their show. In the meantime, we're going to take a break. And when we come back in just a couple of minutes, it will be time for your daily dose of inspiration. Stick around. You're listening to The Wright Morning Show, WWSU.
Hey, everyone. Check out Rush.
Welcome back to the Right Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. It is time for your daily reflection and daily dose of inspiration. And we're going to do a little bit of a kind of a meditation for today's daily reflection. So we'll see how this goes. So what we're going to do, and this one is from mindful.org, what your body knows before your brain does. And this is by Michelle Maldonado. Michelle Maldonado offers a practice for tuning into the wisdom of the body. So, kind of an introduction into this. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett's work on how the brain predicts everything we do, how it's creating our perceptions of reality, helps us see how we co-create the conditions that we are all trying to desperately to transform. When the brain predicts what's going to happen next, it's pulling from a narrow data set called our life experience, or more specifically, the conscious and subconscious imprint of our life experiences. That's what colors our perception of the world, other people, ourselves, and our relationships. And we carry the information from all of our life experiences in our bodies at the cellular level. Mindfulness is a critical practice that allows us to skillfully navigate the world by becoming more aware of the information our brains use to predict our social and affective realities when we tune in to our bodies. There's wisdom in the body that we can benefit greatly from if we cultivate our awareness to notice it and access it. That's why mindfulness is a critical practice that allows us to skillfully navigate the world by becoming more aware of the information our brains use to predict our social and affective realities when we tune in to our bodies. So here's a practice. Number one, I like to help people create a body map that reveals how their life experiences are stored in their bodies. I start by inviting people to think of an emotion. The one I usually pick is love. I invite people to bring a person forward whom they really love, and then I ask them to pause as they're thinking about that person and bring their attention to their body to notice what they are feeling. So we're going to go ahead and start our little guided meditation on that note. So what I want everybody to do, a little bit of a disclaimer, if you're driving or operating machinery, you may want to tune out a little bit if this meditation is going to distract you from your work. We certainly do not want any accidents or anything like that happening. Find yourself a comfortable and relaxing place, preferably free from distractions. Get a straight back chair, or even you could stand up if you want to, since this is a body practice. It is totally up to you, but just make sure that whatever you do, that you are comfortable. All right. So now what I want you to do is bring your focus to your breath. And I want you to take a deep, slow inhale through the nose. And exhale slowly through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Call to mind a pleasant emotion. This could be love, happiness, joy, excitement, whatever makes you feel good. Think about that emotion. Embrace that emotion. And let it flow through you. And now, call to mind a person that you care about and whom you really love. And while you're bringing this person to mind, pay close attention to your body. Are you noticing any sensations? Where are those sensations located? What kind of sensations are they? Tingling? Are they warmth? Is it tightening or blossoming like a flower? Or is it just a neutral sensation? Bring your awareness back to the person in your mind. And think about the narrative or story behind this person. How would you describe this person? Are they amazing, brilliant, or sweet? Are you reflecting on something that they are struggling with in their life? Something that you want to help them overcome? Now I want you to visualize a piece of paper in your mind. This piece of paper has the silhouette of the human body on it. All of the sensory information that you are experiencing as you're thinking about the narrative of this person, I want you to label this visualized piece of paper wherever those sensations are. Label it with the word of the emotion. So for instance, if you feel tingly in your arms or your legs, visualize the word tingly on that piece of paper. If you feel warmth in your chest or stimulation in your mind, label it that. Do you feel other emotions, such as maybe a little bit of frustration or anger? It's okay to feel those too. Place a label on the paper for where you are experiencing those emotions. And as we're doing this, we increase our understanding and our wisdom held inside our bodies. We're becoming more aware of what it feels like and what thoughts are associated with those feelings. I want you to gear your focus back to your breath as we do a pause and reset. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Repeat after me as you breathe in. I do my best. And repeat after me as you exhale. I reset. I do my best. I reset. I do my best. And I reset. And by turning into your body's wisdom, you are practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, both of which in part help you to be more skillfully navigating your life experiences and expanding perceptions of your worldview and social realities. So as we close off this short practice, armed with this information about your body and your feelings, you can use it to check in with your body and your mind at any time of the day and as you're going about work, parenting, play, or anything else. For example, the next time you're in a work meeting, take a moment to do a quick body scan. Are your shoulders tight, hunched up by your ears, or are they relaxed and in a natural position? If you know from your body map that when you experience frustration, you have corresponding sensations in your shoulders, then that is a good place to check in. When you do, you can ask yourself, am I frustrated about something right now? You might be frustrated without being aware that you're frustrated, but your body knows. So Scotty's joining back in the studio with us. Scotty, what are some things that you do to kind of be aware of the sensations that your body is giving you?
It's an interesting question. Never really thought about it.
We take our bodies for granted a lot.
Yeah, we definitely do. A lot of times what I do is, I just got a new gaming chair back in my place, right? So a lot of times, I'll just kind of when I get off work, I'll sit in my chair and I'll just sit there. And I'll put on some TV show and I'll just let my body relax. So that's probably the only thing I can really think of is just kind of letting my body rest. Obviously, other than being in bed, just being able to sit down, chill out, and just let my body tell me what's sore, what's going on, what to focus on while I scrub in the shower, I guess. You know what I mean? Just something like that. Also my chair has a massage feature on it, so it's just
you are so lucky.
Oh, dude, it's nice. I get off work. If I don't come here right after work, I go home, I turn on my chair, it's and I'm just oh, it's so nice. But yeah, no, I usually just sit down and just watch something, and if something is irritating my body, I'll let my body tell me. I just kind of feel it and okay, my legs are hurting or my left arm is sore. For example, when I got my COVID shot, my arm was sore, so I'd feel that.
Yeah,
it's just something you know. Yeah, working at Walmart after taking the shot, I took it earlier in that day and I went to work, and man, I tell you what, doing this all day or all night, I should say, man, killed my arm. But now just sitting down and relaxing is just the number one way for me to let my body tell me this is what's hurting, this is what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you're active and doing things, especially at Walmart or stuff, you're not really paying attention to your body at that time. You're paying attention to what you need to do and getting that stuff done.
Speaking of that, let me tell a quick story. So
go for it.
You see the scar on my hand here? I don't know if you can see that well through this, but
I don't think it's picking up on the camera, but I can see
you might be able to see it a little bit. But anyways, it was my junior year of football, right? And I was playing wide receiver, and I went to go block the dude. Running back fumbles the ball, so there's a big stockpile of guys because I'm way off the play from where the ball fumbled, and everyone's on the pile. I have my hands like this on someone's back, and some dude full force, his helmet right into my hand, completely broke it, right?
Ouch.
I go and I play 3 more downs on defense, not realizing I just broke my hand. I thought I stubbed these 2 fingers really bad, right? Because I didn't know what happened. Well, I was just kind of like looking for the ball. I had no idea what even happened.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that till I watched the film, what actually happened. But I go to the sideline after we did like a 3 and out, and I go to my trainer, and I'm like, hey, can you pull on my fingers? Like, I think
pull my finger.
like, I think I stubbed them, right? And she's like, whoa, Scotty, your hand is super swollen. Let me take a look. And, I have my gloves on because I was a wide receiver. So she takes it off, and my hand is like triple the size of what it normally is. Like, you see how skinny it is? I mean, you can see the bump in there now. But no, she's like, grabbed my hand like this and started doing this and all my bones in my hand were moving. I didn't, that's when I finally felt that my hand was broke. So that I definitely understand the aspect of not knowing, like, that your body's hurting or feeling anything, because I had all that adrenaline going through me, and I just broke my hand, right? And then all of a sudden, I didn't feel it till I knew I had a broken hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that.
Dopamine, I think it's dopamine, the hormone for the pain-killing hormone.
Yep, dopamine. Yep.
It can be a lifesaver because it prevents you from going into shock from getting excessive amounts of pain. But on the same token, it's a catch-22 because sometimes the dopamine will prevent you from knowing the severity of.
I could have really damaged
situation.
my hand a lot more, but thankfully I didn't.
Yeah.
But no, that's I like I said, the dude completely shattered my hand. I mean, you look at my hand, it does that now instead of doing this. It's an obvious change in my life, but it's like, dang, I didn't even know about it until first of all, I didn't know what happened until I watched the film. And then second, I didn't even know my hand was broken until 4 plays after it happened because all that dopamine in my system. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, and this just
it's a fun little story to tell.
Yeah,
this makes me feel like a warrior. Oh,
yeah. This just goes. You got to get those battle scars in your life.
I truly have one.
Mine's my nose. Not really.
I can't see it now, man.
Not really a battle scar, but a few years ago here at the radio station, we were setting up for an event. I think we were setting up for the Nearly Naked Mile. Mm-hmm. And the dolly that we had at that time, that old decrepit orange dolly where the handle would pop out, it got caught on the curb. The handle popped out, jammed me in my nose, and
get some workers' comp for that?
Yeah, I did fill out a workers' comp.
Oh, you did? Did you actually get anything from it?
I guess they covered like the medical expenses or something like that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was actually just kidding. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because I did end up in the hospital for a few hours after that, and after I got released from the hospital, you know what I did?
What?
I went right back to the event.
Oh my gosh, what a war! That's a true warrior right there. See, I didn't even go back on the. Well, I tried to get back on the field for after I had my hand injury because when Simone, our trainer, said, "Yeah, Scotty, your season's done," I'm like, "Wait, I can't go back on the field." And she's like, "No, you dip." Yeah, no, you can't. You just broke your hand. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't. Because I was literally, I felt like I was going to be Jason Pierre-Paul and just like wrap my hand up like with this giant splint and go out there and just club people as a defensive back and wide receiver. Like, how stupid of a kid was I? But I mean, I was playing defense. So I mean, DBs have no hands, as they say. So I mean, I don't know that. That's literally what I was thinking of, though. Literally just putting a giant splint on my arm. First of all, I don't even know how I would get shoulder pads on with that thing on. But anyways, just go out there and play like that. But man, Patrick the Warrior.
No, the unfortunate thing was I was not the only one to get hurt at that event.
Really?
Simultaneously with the Nearly Naked Mile, there was a chili cook-off happening. And a woman who was carrying a large pot of chili. This was a rainy day, by the way. I forgot to mention that. She slipped on the pavement, fell down, and busted the glass lid, against her hand.
Ooh.
And
I thought you were about to say her face or something. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, she still had to go to the hospital, though.
Yeah.
And apparently I also heard that somebody else, I guess, fainted or something at the, I can't remember if it was the chili cook-off or the Nearly Naked Mile, but it was not a good day. Not good weather-wise either. It was...
Fill out that injury report, man.
Yeah.
It's like an NFL Sunday.
It was, what was I going to say? The weather was okay in the beginning of the event, but towards the second half of the event, it was rainy. It was cold. We almost lost our radio equipment at that event, too, because our radio.
How many years
equipment.
ago was this?
It was a few. It was at least 4 years.
Before my
It
time,
was
eh?
before your time.
Yeah.
We had our equipment set on top of a table, and one of the sides of the table just decided to collapse down, and we almost lost our equipment. We managed to catch it in time before it
Good reaction
slid
speed,
off
eh?
the table. Yeah, and to couple with it was raining, so there was a chance of it falling into the rain and damaging it.
Yeah. That would
It
have been
was
terrible.
not a good day. That was not a very fun experience. Laughing Chipmunk, are you with us? See if she's
She might be taking the cat.
Yeah, I'm here.
there. She is.
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
yeah.
here.
I do the knee slap. I'm sorry.
What do you do to focus on your body and kind of be mindful of what your body is trying to tell you in terms of like pain and soreness and other sensations?
Pain and soreness and panic and
Yeah, so like what
All
do you do to recognize those sensations, and not get distracted? Like your body's telling you, hey, you need a rest, and you're so occupied with something else. Like, what do you do to get out of that mindset?
Well, I mean, for the most part, I just lay down. I lay down and rest for a
Mhm.
while. And I'll drink like something with electrolytes in it. I can't do caffeine because I'm overly sensitive
Well,
to
Ca-
caffeine.
Caffeine's a dehydrant anyway, so
Yeah.
that would be counterproductive if you're trying to get electrolytes.
Yeah, so it's like, I pretty much just lay down for a while and rest and listen to some, something very relaxing and drink my Propel and lots of water.
How good are those Propels?
Yeah.
My mom drinks those a lot.
They're pretty good.
Oh, I love that stuff. I love it.
So Propel's a really good alternative. Like if you think Gatorade and Powerade is too sugary, or
I love Gatorade. That's so good.
So Propel was kind of like a dialed down version of Gatorade. It's not as strong of a flavor as Gatorade, but it's still pretty good.
Okay.
Like if you want something that's, water but flavored water, Propel's
Yeah, anytime
pretty
I
good
think
for
of
that.
Propel, I think of those like little squirt bottles that add flavor to like your water
Yeah.
bottles. That's what I think
Ooh.
of anytime I think of Propel.
It kind of tastes like it kind of tastes like that.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
like smelled. I know this is weird. I've never tasted a Propel before, but I've smelled them, which is weird to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They just seemed weird. I don't know. I've never actually tried it before.
oh, they're really good.
I work
They're
at
very
Walmart, so I could
good.
probably just snag one tonight when I'm at work.
Yeah, let us know.
I will get one tonight. I promise. I'll come back, and if I'm on the air here tomorrow, I'll I know we got the Jones review. We'll have the Scotty review on the morning show, right?
Yeah, the Scotty review of Propel.
Yeah, right.
What flavor do you think Scotty should get? Laughing Chipmunk.
I like all the flavors, honestly.
Oh, you're no help.
But my favorite, my favorite is watermelon.
Okay,
But,
I love
I
watermelon.
love anything
Okay.
watermelon.
You might like that one then.
The peach, oh god, the peach,
Peach is really good.
Okay.
I will agree with her on the peach.
The peach.
Yeah.
Okay, should I do watermelon or peach? I'm letting you guys. If it depends on if I see it at Walmart. 'Cause if I don't see either of these flavors at Walmart, I'm just gonna grab whatever I see. But if I have those options, which one should I get? Watermelon or peach?
Well, the grape is really good too.
I don't like grape. I won't drink grape.
You know what?
Yeah.
Grape? Okay. They've
There's
got
also
lemon,
kiwi, strawberry.
They've
They
got
lemon. Yeah.
berry. Oh, the berry's really good.
Those all
they
sound
got
pretty good. Other than grape, I hate
blackberry.
grape.
Oh god, I'm trying to think of all the flavors. I think they have lemon lime. Oh, they have mandarin orange if you like orange.
Dude, I
Oh,
love
they do?
eating mandarin oranges. Those things are so dang good.
There's
How many
a lot.
flavors of Propel are there?
I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here thinking. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe like 8. No, she's like naming like
Yeah.
30, 40. I'm like, holy heck, what is going on?
I know Grandma used to drink them all the time.
My mom
Oh,
drinks
they
them.
got kiwi strawberry. The kiwi strawberry is really good
Yep,
too.
Pat said that one. Yep. But either way, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like look for a Propel. First one. This is what I'm going to do. First one I see, I'm just going to grab it.
Except for grape.
I was about to say, unless it is grape. So you caught me there. Unless it is grape. I will not. I hate like grape Kool-Aid. I mean, I like grapes themselves, but grape anything like artificially flavored, I just hate. Like grape medicine. Oh my gosh. Anytime I get medicine,
I can't do grape medicine
same.
either.
Anytime there's grape medicine, I want to puke. No matter what, like what it's for.
Oh.
It could be to not make me puke or something. I would still puke just by it being grape. I don't know. I just don't like it. Now, what medicine I would be cool with though? The only one I've ever been okay with is the bubble gum. Have you ever had
gum mint?
There's like
I've
bubble,
never
like for
heard of
example,
that
like
before.
I forget what I had it for, but it was like bubble gum flavored, like cough medicine or something, right?
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but this is years ago when I was a kid, So, I don't know.
All right. Well, we are coming close to the end of our show, so I think it's time for our final. What's going on over there?
Oh, Rich is asking me if the cats had treats yet.
We got
No, they
3
have
minutes.
not.
We got 3 minutes. They can wait 3 minutes. Tell your cats to hold their horses. All right, here's your final. Here's the final check of the weather forecast. The current weather at Wright State University, according to tomorrow.io, is cloudy with a temperature of 81 degrees. The wind is coming from the west at 5 miles per hour. Humidity is 50%. Visibility is good. Air quality is moderate. Your hyperlocal forecast shows partly cloudy skies up until 2:30, and then more clouds are going to roll in for the remainder of the day. The temperatures are going to hover in the low 80s up until 2 p.m. And then it's going to be in the mid 80s by 2 p.m. And then it's going to stay mid to upper 80s until about 8 p.m. And that's when it's going to start cooling down. Your extended forecast from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and the National Weather Service. Today, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms, high in the upper 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low in the mid 60s. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high around 90. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low in the upper 60s. Wednesday, showers likely, high in the lower 80s. Wednesday night, a chance of thunderstorms in the evening, and then otherwise partly cloudy overnight. Some gusty winds are possible during those storms, low in the lower 60s. Thursday, mostly sunny, high in the lower 80s. Thursday night, a chance of showers, that chance increasing as the night progresses. Low in the upper 50s. And then finally Friday, much cooler with showers, high in the lower 70s. And Friday night, a chance of showers in the evening, mostly cloudy overnight with the low in the lower 50s. So that concludes today's edition of the Wright Morning Show. Be sure to join us tomorrow for Trivia Tuesday and join us every weekday on WWSU Radio from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Coming up later today, 1 to 3 p.m. is Testa and Neil Keep It Real, so be sure to check them out for the latest sports news in the country, I guess, or the world. I don't know.
In general.
In general. All right. Thank you for making us a part of your morning, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you, Scotty, for being on. Thank
As
you,
always.
Thank you, Laughing Chipmunk, for being on as well.
And thank you too.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.